Hello, and welcome. It is December 13th, 2023. We had Fed Wednesday, and in this video, I'm going to follow up on yesterday's video where I covered price action pivoter, the automated trading system for NinjaTrader, and I covered the hypothetical backtests for the year 21, 22, and of course all of this year up until yesterday's trading. And today the system had two more trades on Fed Wednesday. So let me just give you a recap, and I'm going to include yesterday's video in this video as well. I'll try to put it in the corner, in the top right corner. But so this was the year 2021. Okay, all the parameters, guys, have to remain unchanged for hypothetical backtest to have any meaning if you're doing any type of extensive backtesting as we're doing here, because we're going back 3 years, not some silly 30 days or something like that, or even a silly 90 days, but we're going back 3 years. In fact, in my opinion, 3 years might be a bit of an overkill, but about a year and a half is average for a decent backtest. But we're going back 3 years anyway. So all the parameters must be unchanged. They must be the same. You cannot curve fit your parameters to get the type of results that you're looking for. It's got to be exactly the same. And I know that's not ideal, and of course there could be days where there's a lot of volatility, there's a Fed Wednesday or something like that, you want to adjust for that, but for the purposes of a solid backtest, no parameters should change. And so all of the parameters must be 100% the same, which is what they are. And so this is the year 22. Now you'll notice it starts 12/29/21. I explained in yesterday's video as to why I'm starting even earlier, so watch that video too so you understand the reasoning behind it. And you'll notice if you compare yesterday's video to today's video, the numbers are higher on the hypothetical net profit. That's because today the system had two trades, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how you can set up the trade on a chart itself. Okay, so these are backtests that I've been running. There were two trades today, but we're going to duplicate these two trades. It's going to load the chart. This is what it's going to look like. Okay, this is what your chart should look like. So you're going to right click, you're going to choose strategies, you're going to pick price action pivoter as your strategy, obviously, and so you're going to scroll down. If you have more than one strategy, that is, I have a lot of strategies, so that is what I'm going to pick. 6:30 to 12:30. Look for long and short. If you wanted to set this up for the whole week, you can. If, let's say, today was Sunday and you want to set it up for the rest of the week, you can just select everybody here. Monday, well, not everybody, but Monday through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you would set that up. Or if you just wanted to trade today, then you would just trade today. Okay, so that's how you would set it up. So in this case, I'm just going to leave it for today, but remember what I said, you can just choose all of them and trade for the rest of the week. So I was using this as a parameter, 21615. You can confirm that from yesterday's video too. And these are my setups. So 4 trades, stop looking for further trades during a futures session. 2 consecutive losing trades, switch directions. Still, we're going to use a 100 tick profit target, 30 tick stop. I know what you guys are thinking. Today was Fed Wednesday. Shouldn't we adjust the profit target and the risk per trade or the stop so that it sort of matches up better with the type of day we're expecting? For the purposes of a backtest, in my opinion, that should not happen. You should use the same exact parameters throughout. This is an automated trading system. Moreover, a backtest, for it to be legitimate on NinjaTrader, for it to actually be meaningful and accurate, not only must you use the same parameters throughout the backtest and use an extended period of time, at least 1 year, but you should also be trading off of minute bars. In my case, I'm trading in this system price action pivoter. It's using 1 minute bars, and your strategy's calculation, and this is crucial, must be off of the close of the bar, upon the close of the bar. Okay, you can't do it when it's not on the close of the bar, or else the backtest is meaningless, just as meaningless as it would be if you were using Renko bars or Heikin Ashi bars. Again, your backtest will automatically be meaningless. Okay, and so and I know there are people who say, well, no, I've built a special Renko bar that's just like a minute bar. Well, then just use a minute bar. Why are you using a Renko bar? Okay, it brings up the question, right? So, all right, so this is the setup that we have. Let's make sure it's enabled. Let's make sure we have 1 tick of slippage. So 6:30, 12:30, Wednesday. That's the right setup that I want. So you review parameters. This should be the norm. Anytime you're trading, review your parameters. Ensure there is no inadvertent mistake. We're gonna hit apply, we're gonna hit OK, and it would set up the trade. Now, if you were live, the trades are now essentially, not the trades, but the system is now live and it's looking for trades. But since the system already took the true trades, here they are. This is the first one. So it entered around 7:30, what is that, 7:39, and it took a loss. It looked good in the beginning, but as volume started to decay, which is typically what happens as we get closer to that 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time Fed Wednesday announcement, okay, or 2 p.m. Eastern Fed Wednesday announcement, volume starts to become more and more anemic. And when that happens, expect price to follow. But for the purposes of this test, this back test, I'm showing you guys if the system, literally you set it up and you went golfing. You set it up and you got on the back of a fishing boat. The objective is you set it up and you didn't want to have stress in your life. You have a certain amount that you've designated as risk money I can potentially lose. And I'm okay with that. I'll sleep just fine if I lose that, because it will not impact my lifestyle in any way, shape, or form. And so I'm going to take that risk. If I make money, great, thank God. If I lose money, oh well, I lost money. And talk to my CPA and see if I can do some sort of tax play there, if I can do anything with that. But that's basically it. I mean, that's really how you think about it. So, or else your peace will be ruined, right? You'll ruin your peace and you'll stress out over, a trade. So, and there are, by the way, bad beats. This is one of them. All right, let's take a look at this. This is a bad beat. I mean, you see where the stop is going out. I mean, if it would have just a little bit more, if we had 6 more ticks, guys, 6 more ticks, but I'm not saying, one should necessarily adjust their stop. That's up to you as a trader. You have to know your risk tolerance. But my point is, look how close we were on a typically volatile day, such as a Fed Wednesday. I used the same exact risk. My stop was 30 ticks as it's been in the year 21, as it was in the year 22, as it was in the year 23. And so it's just still 30 ticks. But look, you get that close. You can imagine if you had just hit this number right here. Okay, let's forget that we had a huge win here. Okay, it's a 100 tick win here. We hit the profit target. All right, but let's forget about that for a minute. Let's just step back. Okay, this is all you saw right here. You're like, man, things were going great. Okay, things were going great. We had a nice entry. It was like going great for us in the beginning. For the first few minutes, everything was just perfect, hunky-dory, all right. But then you're like, come on, you couldn't take this guy out, come on. On many days it takes out that top, okay? But today was Fed Wednesday. So when you're setting up your chart, this system is not taking into consideration what day we are, meaning like it's an economic calendar day. It's not taking that into consideration. It's not taking into consideration news. But that's how you get a proper backtest. You don't take those things into consideration. You use the same parameters and you hit go, you hit run, and you try to check it out to see if with those exact parameters, all things being equal and not paying any consideration, paying no mind to economic calendar or news breaking out or somebody doing a post on X, formerly Twitter, and ruining someone's day, nothing like that. You ignore all of that. You say, this is it. What are the hypothetical results? And this is what would have happened. You get a bad beat like this, a lot of people, if you were doing this manually and you didn't have the luxury of an automated system so you can literally walk away, sure, you should monitor it once in a while, particularly before the flatten everything time, which in my case I've put it at 12:59 Pacific Standard Time, so 1 minute prior to RTH close. You should definitely take a look at it before then to make sure everything is working. Your computer's up, NinjaTrader's up, your internet connection's working. Even if you've got a VPS, which some of my clients do, a good percentage of them actually do, you should still check it out, right? Because things can go wrong. You want to make sure that if something is wrong, at least you can call it in and get out of your trade if you have to. Even though my system does put a stop automatically upon entry on your broker's servers. So, you know, that's already sitting there, but the trade, the stop will go away once the day is over. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're around for that. But the idea of automation is you could literally be golfing, right? You can be playing tennis, spending time with the family, etc., and you're taking minimal amount of acceptable risk to you. You know, something that you're very comfortable with, knowing that you can lose it all. Okay, that's how you have to think about it. What if I lose that entire setup for that day? Okay, but you can control that completely, right? You can put in your stops, the number of trades the system will take. You can have money management parameters and price action pivoter. You have all of that stuff. And so in this automated trading system, exclusively for NinjaTrader, you have the ability to control the money management side, the risk management side, the trade management side, the direction side, the time side, and I'm getting to that right now as to the time side. Now, when it comes to particular days like this, some traders, this is no recommendation, this video is for educational purposes only, will not even turn on the system until they get closer to that 11 o'clock or 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time or 2 o'clock Eastern Time, so that either this is going to happen, or sometimes what you get is the exact opposite. Price just dies, right? And then other times what you get is a gigantic green bar followed by an equally gigantic red bar, and then another bigger red bar, and just keeps taking off, or vice versa, right? So the market's trying to fake everybody out, right? And so they try to say, okay, well, I'm going to get closer to that 11 o'clock, not necessarily 11, maybe it could be 10:50 or 10:40, you know, adjust that to your time zone. Of course, I'm referencing Pacific Standard Time, and just take it off from there, whichever direction it's going to go to. All right, so that's another way to think about it. But for the purposes of a backtest, you have to let it be. All right, just let it run. And so what do we've got here? After the two trades, it ended up with up 862 hypothetical. That first trade was a loss, and there you have it. This is what it is. So this gets added to the overall hypothetical performance for this year in 2023. So this video hopefully is a helpful video. We talked a little bit about psychology, right? Keeping your peace, because that's important. You don't want to be a trader who gets angry. And believe me, I've spoken to hundreds upon hundreds of traders. I've done so many one-on-one Zoom calls, including consulting sessions with various people. I've spoken to hedge funds, generally on the smaller side, but hedge funds as well, traders within hedge funds, guys who've traded on the floor before, lots of different traders, all walks of life. Highly educated, very rich, and those that are, trying to make extra income and they have like full-time jobs elsewhere, business owners, lots of different, walks of life. But one thing that's in common is we all have emotion, right? We all have emotion. We get angry. If things don't go our way, we get angry. When you have anger and you've ruined your peace, you're very likely to make a mistake. I don't care how smart you are, how experienced you are. If you're angry, that means you're off tilt. You're highly probable to make a mistake. And that mistake could be anything from, being aggressive and now manually trading and say, I'm going to get my money back. I'm going to show you, Mr. Market, I'm going to get my money back. Revenge trade, right? Or turn off the system. And imagine if you did that, right? You were right here. You go, this system, sucks today. I shouldn't have even traded. You turn it off and you go and you start like, I don't know, you get angry and you start overeating or something. I don't know, okay? But just a little bit later on, an hour and change, an hour and a half or so, okay? So when do we exit? 10:08. So by 11:22, we're back in a trade again, okay? If my crossbar here is right. Yeah, 11:22, we're back in this trade, all right? So, in an hour and a half, it's a very different picture. Okay, it nailed that profit target because we're at 100 ticks, remember? And so we're at a 100 tick profit target, 30 tick stop. That one got taken out, but this one did not. Okay, so let's take a look at it again. So I want to review the trades as well so that we can see it. So this is what you would be seeing as well. So there's your entry, and there's your exit, and there's your first loss. The second one is the win. You hit the profit target. Okay. So this also incorporated the ticket slippage too. Recap, this is 21. Let me just do it for the summary. 21, 22, that's 22. Okay, and this is 23. That's all for this video. Until next time, take care of yourselves and God bless.